Thank you for taking time out of your busy week and your busy Tuesday to spend with us. We're excited to share some information that we have as the Youth Advisory Council focused on family education. So I'll go ahead and start with just a brief introduction of what the YAC, or the Youth Advisory Council, is. It's a group of youth members. This is one of our small project groups that'll introduce themselves in a minute. But it's a group that was formed this year really with the goal of being able to have a council dedicated to vaping prevention efforts in our district and in our community. We're hoping to be able to work together in particularly our secondary schools, but then outreach to how can that support extend to with our community partners. Like we mentioned before, we're the family education group, but the bigger entity of the Youth Advisory Council, or the YAC, like we mentioned, started this year, where our youth members and then staff members had to go through an application process to talk about why are they passionate about wanting to provide vaping prevention support to their community. What do they see as some action steps that could come from that? And we met periodically throughout the school year to really have some dedicated time to learn about the effects of vaping, learn about ways we can impact our schools and our community, and then learned how to have difficult but impactful conversations with each other. So a lot of leadership opportunities. Through that, in some of our initial conversations, we came up with some agreements about what does it mean to be a productive team member, productive member of coming up with action items for our community. And so this is what our agreements look like. So just to give a little bit of background to the whole Youth Advisory Council kind of commitment and movement from this year. For our subcommittee, the Family Education Group, who introduced themselves today, some of our work this year has been around, if you saw flyers for the event that we hosted at Carson Middle School about a week and a half ago, we were able to have experts come in. Some are even here giving their time today from El Paso County Public Health and from the community hospital at Children's Hospital, just to give some perspective from that kind of expert lens, and we were able to host that. You may have seen us and some of us in some reels and advertisement, so our faces out there in the public eye, spreading the word about events like tonight. So our goal for today, we have our different youth members that are going to provide some different target topics to talk to you about. As you see here, the first will be helping to identify, and hopefully you had some time to check out our kind of booth in the back, even distinguishing what is a vape and what isn't a vape, having some time to talk through different statistics around vaping and the impacts of vaping, talking through the dangers of vaping, giving some insight into why youth vape in the first place, and then have the continuation of vaping, what families can do, especially since this training event is focused on the target audience of families, and then some resources just in general and then specifically for our families. So that just gives you an outline for today that we'll just jump right into.
Okay, so what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna do a little activity for y'all. If y'all got these papers, I'm pretty sure you're gonna need a pen or a pencil. Take your time to figure out which one. We're gonna do a little activity called vape or not a vape. So the rules are simple. You're gonna figure out and underline which one is vape or not a vape. You're gonna underline which one you think it is. I'm gonna give you some time, and at the end, we're gonna see the results on which one is a vape or not a vape. Option number 1, you think it's a vape or not a vape? Number 2, do you think is it or is it not? We don't know. These things might fool us, but if you had time over there, you might know. Right over here, we have these two options. You can read them right there, vape or not vape. I can read, but I'm too short for this, so I don't know. And right here, we all know which one this is. We all see it right there. You ain't fooling me today. All right. Next up, we have this. I know some of y'all might look familiar with this. Some of y'all may got those cut from Starbucks. We don't know. All right. This one, don't let it fool you. It's easy to admit. You can see that. All right, this one, we all could tell that. You can see it. There's two little options right there. All right, this one, you can see something right there. Don't let it fool you. It's in the very bottom. All right, this one, this might be a little tricky, but take your sweet time to answer this. It's not like the end of the world. All right, y'all ready? All right, so the first one, this is a vape. You can see clearly there is a little hole at the end where you just push the button up and down. There is a little one, and it's not easy to locate, but inside the car key, there is a little charger in there. All right, this one, this is not a vape. It's a regular pencil or pen, whatever you like to call it. All right. The third one, this is not a vape. This is a real permanent marker. Do not use it, okay? This one, this is a vape. It might say permanent marker, but on one side, you have a little hole where you can vape out of, and if you flip the marker around, there's a little charger, just like in the first one, there's a little charger in the middle. All right, next one. This one, we all know it's a vape. You can't fool me. You see that little thing right there? All right, next one. We got this one. This is not a vape. This is something that belongs in your car keys, whatever you want to put it in. I don't know. I'm not the accinator. All right, let's see. This one, this is a vape. It may look like some car keys, but it's not. On the top right there, you can see a little hole in it. I mean, it's not easy to fool. I know that. All right, next one. This is a real set of car keys. We all know. We all see that. We all see the little keychains ding-a-linging around. All right, next one. We have this USB. It is a vape. We all know it. There is a little hole on the edge of that USB cord. It's not easy to fool. I see that. All right. This one is not a vape. We all see that. It looks like one. It's not. All right. Thank you for this. How well did you do? I'm going to be over there to collect this.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Ariel, and I'm going to be talking about the facts and stats of vaping. What are vapes and how do they impact the brain? Vaping in numbers, the facts and stats you need to know. So about in 1 in 7 or 14% high school students and about 3% middle school students are users of e-cigarettes according to the recent CDC surveys. 1.6 million middle and high schoolers are vaping. Over 450,000 students using nicotine pouches in 2024. More than 1 in 4 users vape daily. Current tobacco use, obviously in 2021 the stats were very high, but it's decreased in the past 2 years. To keep in mind, in 2017, Colorado ranks #1 in survey states for high schoolers' e-cigarette use. We were double the national rate. Community attention and responses contributing to numbers going down. As you can see, advertisement, target audience, you can see that flavors and names attract youth students from like the colors and flavors being like candy, for example.
Hi, it's me, Megan. And I'm going to be talking about the dangers of vaping. So nicotine levels are not regulated. If you don't know what regulated means, it basically means the amount of nicotine measured in a single vape or cigarette. In Loon Air, it equals about 26 packs of cigarettes, which is probably not very good. In Loon Pluto, it equals 10 packs of cigarettes, and in Loon Juice Box, there's 23 packs of cigarettes. And these all mean that there's a lot of nicotine in just that single vape. Vaping produces aerosol and not vapor. These vaping companies are saying that they produce like vapor, which should be said as they were better, but they're lying and saying it's aerosol. And the same products from this aerosol from vaping is the same exact chemicals that can be found in cigarette smoke. Ingredients of e-juice. E-juice is basically the things inside of a vape, which makes up the flavor, nicotine, and all these other things. And currently, the US does not have any regulations for the amount of nicotine allowed in e-liquid at all. So recently, we watched a pulmonologist who actually gave us most of these images and show the effects of in the respiratory system by using a vape, causing inflammation and all these other things to happen with trouble breathing and everything that can happen to a single lung.
Hello again. My name is Fernando, and my section will be talking about why people turn to vaping. Real quick, I wanted to talk about this middle thing. Right here we have the QR code takes you to a link which leads to our main site, which talks about the advertising, flavors, social influences, and nicotine. Firstly, we're going to start with the marketing and advertising. In 2021, 7 out of 10 middle and high school students were reported exposure to cigarette marketing, and 74% of the students who use social media had seen e-cigarettes related poster content. Many of these advertisements were found in subways and other shops. Another topic again is the flavors. Many people are attracted to many students are attracted to the different flavors, as we're seen as younger, candy, cotton candy. We're very attracted to these sweets. And now vaping, since they're not targeting kids or younger minorities, they have been promoting more, in a way, tasty vapes. And surprisingly, this does have a pretty high effect. In 2019 study, where 2,000 youths were found, 71.9% used flavor products as their first time vaping. Next are the social influences. In 2021, middle and high school students who use e-cigarettes, 32.3% of them got them from friends, while 31.1% bought products themselves, 28.7% had someone else buy them for them, and 21% had someone offer the products to them. Lastly, nicotine. Nicotine is the main addictive substance in e-cigarettes, which signs of nicotine addiction can be shown quite quickly, even before they are commonly used. Developing and adolescent minds are more susceptible to the impact, as in the earlier video we saw, as your brain develops into your mid-20s, even if you were to use it at a younger age, your brain starts to relate this to a more euphoric taste. And as you develop, your body decides that it wants to experience this more euphoric area.
Hi, I'm AJ. Thank you guys for being here today. Really means a lot to us. What families can do. Be aware of signs your youth may be vaping. Unusual or unexpected online purchases. Know what vapes may look like. Smell with a flavoring that seems to be out of place. Like smell bubble gum with no gum around. Increased thirst, nosebleed, interest in stronger flavors, decreased caffeine use of vaping slang, Addy, VG, sauce, Nixic, behavior change, anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, physical symptoms, headaches, trouble breathing, sore throat, and itchy, swollen lips. Supportive conversations. Use OAR to guide supportive conversations, open-minded questions, affirmations, and reflective listening. Open-ended questions. Example, what do you think about vaping and nicotine? Affirmations, you handled that situation well. I appreciate you talking to me. Reflective listening. It seems like a lot of people you know are vaping. It sounds like you're worried about your friends. again, supportive conversations. Ask. If a youth wants some information about vaping, ask a youth if, I'm so sorry. Ask if youth want some information about vaping. Be okay if they say no. You can't force them to talk to you. Provide accurate information and ask. Ask what the youth thinks about that information. You want their input. Make them feel like they can talk to you about this. Supportive conversations. Know the facts about vaping. Be patient and ready to listen. Set a positive example and be tobacco-free. Find a good moment to talk. Ask for support if needed. Answer their questions. Keep the conversation going. And I'm going to hand it over to Teresa.
Okay, so another important part of our message today is that it is possible for youth and adults to stop vaping, and there are a lot of resources out there that families can access. So, it's very bright. I'm going to move over here. One of the really important things to understand is that youth are trying to quit. So it is something that they're realizing that they no longer want to do, and so they're making that attempt. And we know that attempting to stop vaping, to stop smoking, is really difficult, even for adults. But what you can see here is that in the blue is 1990, or not, that aged me, sorry, 2019. That's how many youth were trying to quit, and then the orange is 2023. So 56% of the youth who are vaping are attempting to stop. So we do know that if we are having these conversations, it will land on youth that really want to make a change. So there are a lot of resources on the internet. At schools, there's a lot of different places to find different resources. So we did put a few of them up here. If you just type in vaping prevention, you're going to come up with a lot of different websites that you can review. So American Heart Association, American Lung Association, always really good ones. MyLifeMyQuit.com is another really good resource that you might want to check out, really just helping you to have those conversations with your youth. Another really good resource that we found, Smoke Free Teen, has free text message programs that give you 24/7 tips. So we know that the youth, we all like our cell phones. So that's a really great way to kind of start those conversations and give them a resource that they can use as well, just right straight to their cell phones. And then finally we have Parents Against Vaping E-Cigarettes website, PAVE, another good site to use here. If you want access to that, here's a QR code as well. So lots of really good information out there on the internet. Or you can, if you need help finding resources, you can definitely reach out to us and we can help share that information with you.